Good afternoon, Jayanth. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for giving your precious time to us. And it's like really from IIT to Columbia University, from shaping global edtech platforms like Great Learning and Simplilearn to now building Pixeltests with over 300,000 learners worldwide. So, my guest today, by the way, all of you who are listening to us, is someone really special and has been an epicenter of edtech revolution. So he's worked at the intersection of education, entrepreneurship, and AI. And today, he's not just teaching learners, he's also pioneering how AI agents can transform high ticket sales in US market. And I know you all have kind of heard AI agents of late, most of you. But here is this guy who's actually doing it. So let's welcome the founder of Pixel Test, Jayanth Ramashetty, to Success Talk Series. Welcome, Jayanth.
Thank you so much, Beena, for the super kind words. And thank you for having me over, taking the time to, research and put together this amazing podcast for you and community by and large. And most of what you said is it's extremely kind and very, very, I was just in the right place at the right time. So thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Jayanth. So, Jayanth, let's start from the beginning. Like, what shaped your early vision at IIT, and then later you led to Columbia and the US startup ecosystem? So, let's talk a little bit about your journey.
Sure. So even before IIT, so I was born in a Telugu middle class family, and my father he went to IIT Roorkee. So when you have a tiger dad, and most Telugu people, as soon as you are born, you're supposed to pick two fingers, aka engineering, aka medicine. So I chose engineering, obviously, and so I was very blessed. Most of my earliest memories were a conveyor belt. You have to like पढ़ाई लिखाई करने से अलावा कुछ नहीं है. So I was very blessed to have gotten into my dream college at that time, IIT Madras, and did my BTech and MTech there, dual degree in mechanical engineering, and that was my father's and my brother's wish in a way. And so I had fulfilled that. I had fulfilled my wish. तब तक तो मेरा wish भी क्या है पता नहीं था. तो उसके बाद most of the, is it okay if I speak a little bit in Hindi as
Yeah,
well?
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm a North Indian, by the way, so I prefer Hindi all the time. Yes,
Got. तो उसके बाद I mean again I guess like most middle class people or kids who have like strong parents, but engineering is the thing. So I had to like again take the conventional path of doing masters in the US. वो बहुत ही like all the time that is like the more popular thing. And so I was very blessed to have gotten into, again, that was my brother's sort of um, roadmap for the younger brother. So I went to Columbia University, which is an Ivy League where Barack Obama, Warren Buffett studied. So I was very blessed. So there I met amazing mentors and gurus. Again, at IIT, I had met the pick of the lot. Columbia had met the pick of the lot. At that time, machine learning was picking up. This was 2011 to 12. Professor Garuda Iyengar was there, Professor Riccio, some of the best gurus out there who had written books. But we didn't know anything much, so we went into data analytics and all that. We just went with the flow. And was working at American Express at that time, doing credit underwriting. And so, if you have to give $100 to anybody, how do you do that? So we were one of the six people doing the risk modeling for the whole world. It's a very good role for at that age. तो पैसे अच्छे बना रहा था. I was making around maybe 100K. With American Express policies to pay you very well, and um, I would say like get the highest leverage. But I was really not like every night I would be like very, very unhappy. And I definitely remember I was extremely depressed. So, which is kind of a very sticky situation. And then so when I had asked my father I was going to come back and all, he started like obviously very, very angry. He was very angry. So suddenly I just took off. So, because India was also growing in 2015, ULA
yes,
had raised a lot of money. बहुत सारे सक्सेस स्टोरीज थे आई थिंक ओयो रूम्स. तो
yes.
तब like every IITian was raising like a lot of cash. तो मैंने भी
Mm.
सोचा that फोमो मैं भी आ जाऊंगा कुछ करूंगा. But nothing could have been further than the truth. So the first 2 years were a huge struggle because one was coming back, and so I came back to my place, which I knew very well, which is Hyderabad, and most systems were not set, etc. And also, I came from a employee family. Like nobody in my family had done business,
Hmm.
so I was very had a mindset of like "ठीक है, काम करो" etc. Didn't know much of the fundamentals and skills नहीं थे business करने के लिए. So then suddenly, 2017, I re-upskilled formally in data science and Python data science, machine learning with two very good professors from Carnegie Mellon and I who were in Hyderabad. And that was just a 6 month course. I'd invested, I think, in a single shot, I had invested like 3.86 lakhs. I remember that was the last bank balance. But I liked the course and I went all in. It was a very intense weekend 8 hour program in an institute called InSophie, and even Sophie got purchased by Upgrad eventually. बहुत ही solid institute. The professors were very passionate about the subject, and that changed again my trajectory.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes it's just one person you meet, and उसके बाद,
Absolutely.
yeah, and feel free to like if you have questions on that.
Yes.
So
So just like you said that it's sometimes just that one person that can change the
yeah,
entire trajectory of your life.
yeah,
I know that you yourself are that one person for 300,000 plus members, isn't it? This is what you've achieved already at Pixel Test today.
yeah.
But Jayanth, tell me how in such a crowded market, how did you manage to break through and scale so quickly? And yeah, let's talk about that, the entrepreneurial journey. How could you reach this milestone and your mindset at that point?
Yeah, बहुत ही सही question है. So one of the things I realized I was strong in is in technology, in building like teams around tech and product. So that came a little more naturally because that is my skin. But I think all of us love to shine in our strengths, but not address the weakness. So I realized, I think in 2018 or 19, by then I had worked for two e-learning companies. One was Simplilearn. So I'd written a cold email to a IIT Madras senior of mine. His name is Krishna, and he routed it to the HR team, and I got a faculty position because of a part-time in AI. So Simplilearn, I saw very closely how fast they grew, sitting in India selling to the US audience,
Wow.
and they crushed marketing. They were there everywhere. And again, because I was one of the few faculty at the time, I also got an opportunity with Great Learning, which is an IIT Bombay alumni, and I was again doing the same formula. AI courses in India, 7, 8 cities, sometimes international. I was flying to Australia, doing Dell, doing so many other trainings only on AI. And I saw the whole game is India में बैठ के बाहर भेजो. And and then I was like, oh, this is because India में बैठ के India में बेचोगे. So, thing is, to no fault of our own, the liquidity is not there fully in many markets.
Hmm.
Like in lower markets, it's there. Like if you're doing transactions in the lower scale, it's there, but higher scale, it's not there. So, and then I decided to start my own company. But then I realized marketing is something I had really not cracked. So I was like, okay, I have to fix marketing. I have to like learn. So I invested in a very good program at that time, and it was full price. I wanted to learn only performance marketing. And that changed the game again because now, like, um, like a Brahmastra, I was able to generate leads at will. And once that happened, it changed.
Wow.
Yeah, both India and US. US thoda expensive hai, but as you know, when you are in the same life coach, in using ads, etc. Then the funnel got set properly. कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. I was never in
Wow.
a problem with leads. Yeah.
It's amazing. What a beautiful journey. So, Jayant, walk us through like you've been observing so many businesses and so many people, and you have yourself scaled your business by fixing some of the gaps that just came while you were on the journey. So, what do you feel that one of the biggest mistake that a lot of edtech founders make when they're trying to scale their business, and how did you avoid it for your own business?
Great question. So I think early on depends on the nature of the business. So edtech पे दो तीन है. I mean, edtech is one is if you have a technology, like अगर आप you're building a like a platform, like an LMS, etc., where there is a core technology, a software, that is one whole strata. And the other one is the coaching, like when you're doing live lectures or recorded plus live lectures, um, or which I call on-demand lectures. So on-demand, it's constantly, I think, about, frankly, the A is the quality of the product. Like you have to have a world-class delivery and a quality of the product, and students get results aani chahiye. Because even if you get the people in, you sign up, traffic is good, people are rahe hain, pay kar rahe hain, but after like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you will understand that result aana chahiye, wherein whatever is the result you have set, it could be maybe in Python programming, Python, or even high ticket sales, at least dialed calls to India or US or closures, whatever result you have said, you have to promise. Um, and in terms of overall, I think in e-learning or coaching space, just keeping the student really, really ahead and being obsessed about that is a hard problem also. It is not an easy problem. Uh,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. I understand this. And how did you fix that for your business?
I think we're still doing it. That's
Wonderful, wonderful.
that.
Yes, I
that-
know it's a journey for all of us, and we just get better with time. So, Jayant, you are a person in AI, and that is the future. Like we all know that it's the present, it's the future. People, whatever changes we could see in years, it's happening in the world in like 5 months, 6 months, 2 months. It's like that rapid. So some of the people are also very, very intimidated with the with the pace with which the world is going. But now, since you're building an AI-driven sales agent for high-ticket programs in US, like how do you see AI transforming the way coaches and entrepreneurs are selling in the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, great question. So, two things. One is so the way I understood technology is something I can also tell. तो पहली बात ये है कि, you know, innovations always happen. And if you like it or not, there is going to be kind of people replacing jobs, people's jobs going, and people getting jobs. So, example, in 1920s, when the phone was invented, it of course displaced jobs of people doing couriers. Again, in 1980s, when the cell phone was invented, it displaced jobs of the landline phones, right?
Yes.
So on and so forth. So when AI is coming in, something else is going to go. That's a thing going on since 5,000, 10,000 years. It depends on the strength of the revolution. So because we also with our premium universities, like we have tie-ups with IIT Madras, we're onboarding one more IIT Hyderabad. So since we've seen like 3 to 4 revolutions, like the AI in data science revolution, we've seen the blockchain revolution. We're seeing one more that is coming up, which is the cybersecurity, and now the LLM or the chat GPT and all of the prompts. So of these four, definitely the prompt is the highest. तो jobs तो निकलने वाले हैं, ये पुरानी बात है. That is number one. So I don't think people should be scared. People should embrace it. People should jump in with the right mentors, right coaches. Now, second point is, I love sales. So I realize like that's a personality I like. So the two things is most people are either salespeople, have no technical skills, or most technical people don't have any sales skills. They love to,
Yes.
yeah,
And
they
you
love to.
married the two together. Oh my God, that is brilliant. I'm a little jealous of you right now, honestly, because I wish I could also be a techie.
No, you are, thank you for the kind words. You are doing phenomenally well in your manifestation life coach. Those are very essential skills. So I've seen like exactly. So the intersection of the marriage is very less. And if you see globally, the revolution is happening. Like Trump is a salesperson. Again, I don't want to be,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
Musk is a salesperson. Musk all the time sells about Twitter, Grok, etc. Zuckerberg, he's a sales guy. So to each their own degree. But I think the final convergence will be a person who does AI, which is the technology, agents, and all of these, the new revolution, and the sales, which is the older skill, but that's getting done again and again.
Absolutely
And yeah.
brilliant. Yes. I totally understand. So, like, I really want to know that what should be the mindset and approach of people who are really serious about business, and like, what should they be planning in terms of changing their businesses for the next 2 to 3 years? Because I know you already have a vision for this, and I think you've really cracked things at the right spot. But what is it like for others, who are kind of just starting and they
Okay.
really want to be in this game for a long run? How should they look at this, and what should be their next steps for the coming 2 to 3 years so that they can stay relevant in the world, right? If you don't adapt fast enough, I think you're just gone. So what will be your piece of advice to these people?
Yeah, great question. So even in our community that we have, our paid community, so there are two things, right? One is I've seen the members who are taking a lot of success. One is the business fundamentals are not going to change. Even now, the
True.
person who is really good at marketing, who has the foundations right, who is good at sales, whose foundation is right, and who understands technology, they are the winners in the long term, as opposed to seeing the shiny objects and getting overwhelmed. So step one would be like really, in terms of agents and sales, as you had asked, is understanding the workflow and the blueprint, right? What does that mean? So there are 3 to 4 steps. There's a set, there's a lead that comes in, there's a set and a close. And the whole journey of that, how can you, technology can only accelerate or amplify the user journey, right? So that if you understand first, and second, if you're starting out in our community, I've seen that people get an unfair advantage because they're selling straight away premium products, right? Instead of selling a mid to low level product, selling a premium product is very, very important. So, for instance, in India, our community members straight away start selling the IIT products. So they're straight away selling the Mercedes Benz or the Audi or the BMW, as the case might be, as opposed to selling something else. So they get confidence very fast, and it takes the same amount of effort, Bina. If you're selling a Mercedes Benz, yeah, if you're selling a Toyota Camry, it takes the same effort, right? That is number one. Number two, I think the mission is also very important. At least I can share my mission. So, agar aap dekhoge, my own journey, which I started in the beginning of the podcast, Bina, I was asked to pick two fingers. My father had asked me, why you pick either engineering or medicine? There was no third finger. I think most of us have the same thing, right? You have engineering. Agar aap lucky ho, nahi ho, then I mean, maybe you're a doctor. Agar nahi ho, फिर you become a teacher, which is a coach. Finally, you become a salesperson. Like sales is given such horrid
Two salespeople sitting in a room today. Yeah, there's so much
cheap
magic I
treatment,
can
right?
see. Amazing.
Yeah. But But, but Tina, if you look outside, if you flip and if you go to Japan or if you go to Singapore or if you go to New York, salespeople are the highest sort of, they are valued the most because they're respected the most. In fact, if you see the Fortune 500 companies, 30 to 35% of the CEOs all come from a sales background. And I was just wondering why is that? And because I don't know for what reason we have it, at least in our Indian country, maybe cultural, maybe geographical. In fact, we are not supposed to look at them as well. In fact, if somebody calls us on a phone from a HDFC, we just slap the
Absolutely right.
phone down. Yeah. And the mission is to flip that. Like we have become so bad at sales that the most valuable companies in India are not Indian companies. People think it, NSE mein agar dekhoge, they're the Tatas or the Billas. No. If you look at it, even in my village, there was a guy with an iPhone. There was another lady, old lady watching YouTube. iPhone is owned by an American company. YouTube is owned by a California company, American company. So we are so bad, we are neglecting it that the reverse is happening. People are still fighting about other things, but I think that that entire strata is ripe for disruption. The mission is to help Indians sitting, and we watch Hollywood movies. We speak good English. Like people can communicate. Chinese can't even speak English. So I
Absolutely.
with agents and tools which will equip and assist us, we can do the reverse. It's not about just selling services and process, other things like or garments or exporting. It's about selling premium products, sitting in India at the comfort, and that's the mission we are bringing in. We're doing, and there's plenty of opportunity. And paradoxically, Veena, it is easier to make $1 than a rupee.
I really love this conversation. I mean, you are just taking words from my mouth, and because I absolutely believe in what you're saying.
Yeah.
You won't believe, Jayan, till the time I was selling this L1, L2, L3 structure in my own program, I was feeling, oh my God, I don't know it was totally a burnout model of business for me, honestly. The day I actually learned this entire sales of Russell Brunson and all that, when that happened, first month I made 4 closings of 1 lakh. Okay. And I actually gave back the money that I had borrowed from people to do these expensive courses. And then from thereafter, there has been no looking back. Right. This is
Yeah.
what I tell. And unfortunately, Jayant, I see there are two blocks. Okay, like let's say you are coming from a technical background, and of course I honestly didn't know I would be doing sales at some point in my life, but I fell in love with it, and I saw I could really do it easily. And I realized that selling a high ticket product is easier as compared to selling a low ticket. There's no burnout. You have like a handful of clients, premium clients, you're working with them, and they don't suck your blood. They are so nice to handle. So now when I'm looking at these two problems, okay, one is that people are scared of sales in our country. Second is people are scared of technology also. Let's say there is a woman, a simple Indian lady sitting at home, and she's very talented on something. One, she's scared of sales. Second, she's scared of tech. कि यार मुझे टेक नहीं आता, क्या करूं मैं, चलो sales तो I'll teach them, but tech. So tell us in a very layman language that what should be an approach for a simple Indian woman who wants to start a business. Of course, we can teach her sales, but what about the tech part? How do we manage that? That is what I want to hear from you, because my entire community, I think they are all masters in sales now by the grace of God. But one thing that I can see which troubles us is the tech part. So much of overwhelm, so much of confusion, so much of fear around tech. So please tell us in a very Hindi bhasha, very simple Indian Hindi language, simple woman, how she should look at technology and how should she should approach that fear around technology. And I'll be very happy if
Okay.
you can speak in
So
Hindi.
I
Yes, yes. Because मतलब मेरी community में भी ना, there's so many women who have become masters in sales, but when it comes to tech, oh my God, we everyone starts getting paralyzed. पता नहीं क्या ही कर रहा होगा. So guide us on that. Yes.
तो मैं एक कहानी बोलना चाहूंगा। तो मैं आई वाज इन अ कॉन्फ्रेंस in I was listening to a famous mentor in a conference in Orlando. उनका नाम जो डिस्पेंजा है, and he was telling me that he was telling like people
Have you
love.
met Dr. Joe Dispenza, by the way?
I was in his conference. I mean, in front of stage. वहाँ पे
Oh my
3,000
God, I
people
love
were.
this man.
I love it. I love him. Absolutely. Like I did his Kundalini meditation. I recommend everybody who's watching that.
Yes.
Anyway, coming back to this. So he was telling people love to be, people are happy being unhappy. People are happy being unhappy. So I was like, whoa, that really changed my thinking. And then I was like, okay, इसका मतलब है, if you extrapolate that further, people love to be scared. Example, example. So I was दूसरे दिन मैं जा रहा था मेरी ग्रैंडमदर के घर पे। तो माय ग्रैंडमदर इज इन अ 2 BHK। सो आई वाज गोइंग किचन के पास। मैं आई बी वेरी बैड, अब तक मैं चाय भी नहीं बनाता। ओके। तो शी सेड ओके गो पुट चाय, गेस्ट चाय का रिंग, एंड आई वाज ट्राइंग टू गेट द वाटर आउट, trying to get it out, and I couldn't. I failed. And I was like very embarrassed. Here's a 84-year-old lady that is. So I was like, okay. Then 15, 20 minutes had passed. We were near the microwave. So my uncle from US left a microwave. तो वो microwave पड़ा था. So I was like, okay, I'm going to there was a samosa, I wanted to heat it up. So let's use the microwave. मैंने 1 minute में, 1 second में, I just turned on the microwave, I put it, and I did it. Now when she went her turn to turn on the microwave and switch it on, I she didn't do it. She was like, I'm scared of it. I can't do it. I'm scared of it. तो उस रूम में you will just understand the fundamental dynamic. I was scared of the stove because I was never trained on it. मैंने कभी नहीं चाय बनाया, which is my bad, but millions and millions of women are doing it. Billions of million women are doing it because they just do it instinct and it's a hot thing. I was scared in my mind. अरे यार gas stove कुछ होगा, मेरे को कैसे डालना है? Like what if something explodes? I was scared of it. And my grandmother, with all her hands, she, in just 2 seconds, she pulled it out because of training. Microwave. Thousands of us know how to operate a microwave. She doesn't know it. She's never learned it. She's not going to learn it. So I think fear is in our own mind. अगर आपको मालूम है कि नहीं, that's all. So technology is nothing further from the truth. You're all masters of technology. You're using WhatsApp. You're using Instagram. If you can use that, you can do anything. It's just coming over limiting beliefs again and again. I came over my limiting beliefs. You guys can too. Sky is the limit. But the thing is, you should read this book by Benjamin Hardy. Everybody can write this down who are watching it on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Benjamin Hardy says something that was mind blowing. 10x is easier than 2x. कभी कभी 10 गुना दौड़ना 2 गुना दौड़ने से आसान है. So that is actually a very, very remarkable thing. So sometimes actually learning AI agents and using it might be easier than getting a job in Infosys.
Wow.
Frankly, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just resonated with this whole thing that you so beautifully explained in a form of story. That's why I know you are a sales guy at heart. So I was listening to, Alex Hermosi, and even he said this very beautifully. He said that often the journey is not that difficult. It's just that you don't want to go through the pain of doing the thing.
That's true.
So the
All of
pain of not doing is acceptable to you, but the pain of doing it is so hard in your mind that you don't want to go through it. And if you just have the openness and willingness to try it out, you're far ahead than a lot of
this
people.
this happened to me in Varanasi 1 month ago. Can I take 2 more minutes now?
Yes, yes.
तो एक कहानी है. मेरी मौसी आई थी यूएस से. She was only there for 1 week, so every day is very important. So we were going for my third, my father's third year death anniversary, and we were in Varanasi. तो पहला पूजा हो गया था काशी में. पहला पूजा गैंजेस ऑन द घाट पे हो गया था. तो दूसरा पूजा 3:30 वाराणसी में. the Kasi temples Shiva only उसको स्पर्श दर्शन बोलते हैं. That is the only time they'll allow you to touch. 3:30 a.m. तो मैंने बोला बहुत ही excited. Yeah, we are going to Kashi for that primarily apart from the Ganges. I was like, yeah, I was very excited, very excited. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And when the time came, मेरे को दर्शन चाहिए था. And I flew from Hyderabad. She came from New Jersey. We went. My mother went. Everybody went. When the time came, I couldn't get up. 2:45 a.m. My aunt woke me up. She gave me 7, 8 missed calls in the other hotel room. I didn't get up. And then 4:30 a.m. to 5, 6, my mother and my aunt, they finished all the darshans. And 6 o'clock, she put a photo on WhatsApp. Hey, we finished. So I was just thinking, me too. We want the result. We don't want the pay. So I missed it. You very, very rightly said.
So beautifully explained. And thank you for telling us this story. I think it just gives us, it just shakes us and gives us in this alarm bell that, hey, it's not that difficult. It's just your mind is making up stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Just coming to the next question. What do you think? Will AI replace salespeople or it will enhance human potential? What's your take on that?
Great question. So, second question is very easily answerable from a numbers perspective. कि बीना तो हमारे जो beginners who are absolutely sales भी मुश्किल था उनको वो भी नहीं आता उनको English भी नहीं आता. They are seeing using the agents and the tools between 25 to 35% increase in efficiency. Okay, because the agent is coaching them and all of those agent is giving them all the tips and tricks and all that. But the game changes for slightly experienced. तो वो लोग हमने देखा कम्युनिटी पे, स्पेशली जो फाइनेंस बैकग्राउंड से आ रहे हैं ना, बिकॉज वो लोग बैंकिंग फाइनेंस दे कैन होल्ड कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोडक्ट्स, हमने देखा their lift, like the tools and agents are helping them more than 70%,
Wow.
60 to 70% increase है इनका efficiency. तो कॉल करो, स्क्रिप्ट देखो, rooms for improvement, like, and they upload batches of 10 20. So that is where the game is changing. So just like any other technology, so 100% तो replace नहीं होगा. So I assume between average 30 to 60% of the efficiency is getting increased. So companies will realign themselves, like, solo coaches, etc. They'll realign the positioning accordingly or change their own workflows.
Wow. Thank you so much. So, like Jayanth, you are running startup, and it's not an easy task, and getting it till the to the place where it is already. So, what was your biggest personal growth moment as a founder in your own journey?
Biggest personal growth is, I can't define one moment, but I think all the moments, if you congregate, is primarily meeting the right mentor at the right times. I
Wow.
think that is so
Yes.
important.
And I think you shared it couple of times in your journey, how it just made a lot of difference to you. Beautiful.
Yeah, it does. Because, yeah, with the right coach and the mentor, you get a proven path, and more importantly, you get the community. And you always want to be the some of the five people around you. अगर पांच लोग आपके, like, I'm trying to lose weight right now, so I'm building like a small WhatsApp group of friends who, do yoga every day, etc. So I'm forcing that. So the community becomes very, very important. If you want to quit smoking or alcohol or whatever, you have to be in a community that is not doing that. What's I look? I used to party and all of that before, and my life was just disarray. I realized because the four other people were all also, chilling and all that. Same thing here. If you are trying to do US sales sitting in India, you have to be in a community like that. If you're trying to do manifestation or life coaching, you have to be in Bina's group, or so on and so forth.
Amazing. So now, wonderful shares, Jayanth. It has been like, I think there had been so many moments of learning and bulb bonds for me too. Just a short rapid fire round. Is that okay for you?
Sure.
Let's make it fun. So, one book that changed your life.
Alchemist.
Amazing. What is the one thing you learned from that would touched your heart?
The diamonds and the golds are inside your house or under your tree at the end of the book. That really touched my heart. Yeah. So you have to
Beautiful.
follow your passion. Yeah.
Amazing. One failure that became your biggest teacher.
My divorce. Hmm.
Coffee or chai?
Chai.
Me too, chai. The one trait every entrepreneur must develop.
Massive, obsessed perseverance.
Wow.
Yeah.
If not edtech, what other industry excites you the most?
Uh, um, Venture capital, private equity funds excite me.
Wow. One line advice for coaches and entrepreneurs watching this.
Be customer obsessed and mission driven.
Thank you so much, Jan. Loved the conversation we had. And yes, all the people who are watching us, I'm sure they will be super inspired because what you are doing is actually the thing that is required for everyone to scale to whatever they want to scale up to. So if you guys are really feeling inspired, we'll share links in the description. Connect with Jayanth. He's also on Instagram. You can go and follow him, DM him. I got connected through a DM only, and that's how this podcast is happening. So you need help, you want to scale your business, you want to get better in sales, you want to sell your products in America. He is the guy. So don't hesitate. Go ahead and book your call with him. Thank you so much, Jayant. It was a total complete pleasure talking to you.
Thank you likewise for your time and the kind of mission you're on with Success for Coaches and helping, you're saying women. We need that. My mother was only like a 12th class fail, but she's one of the biggest teachers of mine. And yeah, and once again for the hustle coming here. And I had a great time talking and conversing with the insightful questions and your beautiful smile. Very brilliant, always joyful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Jayan. And I'm sure we'll connect again.
Yeah.